Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of CollaborEAT Live. My collaborative team's CollaborEAT Live provides digestible content to both professionals and the public on a variety of topics relating to the collaborative process. Episodes consist of a variety of topics driven by our followers and our members. Topics ranging from ethical considerations, best practices, problem solving, marketing, specialized topics related to the collaborative practice itself, practice tools, and more. CollaborEAT Live provides thought-provoking conversation and educational information about the collaborative process. For those who don't know me, my name is Carolann Mazza, and I have the distinct pleasure this week of interviewing Luana Mobley Corral. Hi, Luana.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Luana does financial planning for life's transitions. Wherever her clients are in life, she helps them achieve clarity about their values and their goals that take time, money, and planning to accomplish. She helps them develop, monitor, and change as needed a plan that will help them live a joyful, confident life that is without regret and in alignment with their values. When Luana experienced divorce in 1997 to 2000, her journey gave rise to the founding of Crossroads Consulting of South Florida Incorporated. She wanted to help people prepare for life after divorce. She is privileged to work in team with a select group of mental health professionals and attorneys who help people divorce without litigation using collaborative practice and mediation. I think a little meditation probably helps during divorce. Luana gladly supports the Women's Institute for Financial Education, wife.org, by offering the Second Saturday Divorce Workshop, What Everyone Needs to Know About Divorce. Check it out at secondsaturdaybroward.com. And we are going to talk about Second Saturday today. So Luana, how are you? And how did you get involved with Second Saturday?
Well, Second Saturday came about after I'd gone through my divorce and gone through all that process and developed Crossroads. My goal was really to help people go through divorce without all of the acrimony and everything that comes along with a litigated divorce. And Second Saturday was an opportunity to be able to do financial education, but that was the least of it. It was to be able to help people figure out how to get a divorce, to know what the legal options were, what the emotional pitfalls were, and some of the financial pitfalls. And wife.org put together this program, and they started doing workshops more than 25 years ago in San Diego, California. And one of the women who went through their Second Saturday workshop gave a grant. And in 2014, they opened up their workshops across the country, and their goal was to have a Second Saturday available to everyone across the country. And originally the workshops were designed to help women get through the process of divorce. But in 2014, they opened it up so that it was available to men and women. And it fit along with, I talk about being in alignment with your values, and doing that education really fit with my values to be able to provide that assistance to people. So in 2016, we started our Second Saturday Broward group so that we could offer that to the community, so that we could give people support, give them education, provide a medium for them to come and find out what divorce is about. Sometimes I think people are thinking about getting a divorce, but they don't really understand what the ramifications of that are going to be long term. So if they can come to a safe place where they can get education to learn about all of the things that go on in the divorce process and all the different choices and options that there are available to them, it gives them an opportunity to, evaluate all of that versus, maybe I should go back and work on my marriage. Maybe that would be easier than getting the divorce in terms of what that process might entail for people. Right. But we want to give people the choice.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that there are different ways to divorce. And they also probably don't realize, as you say, that divorce isn't a matter of just going to a court and battling it out. There are other aspects. So, what topics are discussed at Second Saturday workshops?
Well, we review the legal, emotional, and the financial aspects of divorce. So when it comes to the legal aspects of the divorce, we talk about all the process options. So they can do pro se, they can do it on their own. And, at the kitchen table, they can hire attorneys and, some can go to war. So we talk about litigation. We talk about mediation, which in Florida is required. Before you can get to the courthouse, you have to have gone to mediation, whether you actually mediate or not, you have to do that. We talk about collaborative practice, which gives them the option of being able to, and I love this, they agree to reach an agreement. And so when they're getting started, they don't know what the agreement's going to be, but they make an agreement that they're going to reach an agreement. And it's a out of court process. It's less adversarial. It gives people the opportunity to have not just the attorneys that support them, but also to have neutral financial people, neutral mental health people that can help facilitate the process and make it flow better. And hopefully they'll come out of this process learning some communication skills, because probably poor communication is part of what led them into divorce. So they may learn some communication skills, because if they have children, they have to parent for the rest of their lives. And they're always going to have to deal with those things. So it just gives them a way that they can do it out of court. Mediation, if they can reach an agreement, is out of court. We talk about and teach what litigation is, but when we put together our Second Saturday Broward group, all of our professionals are collaboratively trained professionals, and our heart is in keeping people out of court. So while we teach them about all the process options, our heart is really in keeping them out of court and going through a non-adversarial type of a process.
Yeah. So what value would you say that these workshops bring to the community?
The education. I think that the worst thing somebody can probably do is, oh, I want to get a divorce and go visit with an attorney. They haven't learned what type of attorneys there are. And we talk about, really figuring out what you want from your divorce, what kind of divorce you want to have. We want them to be thinking forward about those things so that they can actually match up with the right attorney that's going to fit them. Some attorneys do nothing but litigation, and some attorneys only do collaborative practice and mediation, and non-adversarial settlement options. So I think the education is the thing that is most important, and that they're able to come, they're able to listen to the presentation about the legal options, the process options, all the mental health issues that happen in terms of, how to tell your kids that you're going to get a divorce. To talk about the fact that one person in that divorce process is usually farther along in the process, and it takes a while for the second one to catch up, and the emotional entanglements that come with that. We talk about how you can have, your friends that are very supportive of you, and then you have the ones that are telling you, go for the jugular. So to let them be aware that these are the things that they're going to be seeing as they get through that process, to help them be more prepared. And to also talk about the financial issues. We talk about it's equitable distribution, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you take everything and split it down the middle. That, there's a negotiation as to who gets which asset, and that, you look at the tax consequences of which assets you're going to take. And we get a lot of people who come in with the preconceived notion that I want to keep the house. Well, maybe you can't afford to keep the house. Yeah. So it's just giving them some, it's broad brush. I mean, our in-person workshops before COVID, we were about 4 hours long, and even that seemed like it wasn't long enough. And now our COVID version, where we've done an abbreviated version where it's online, is only about an hour and a half. So you can't cover everything, but they at least gives them a forum that they can come and that they can ask some questions so that it can help to lead them to the right direction.
Sure. And help them prepare. So if they happen to make that appointment with an attorney, they know what questions to ask, maybe what information to have available before.
Exactly.
So you mentioned Broward second Saturday, and is that because these workshops are countywide, statewide?
Well, second Saturday is a wife.org makes second Saturday available across the country, and they sell a license to give you basically a territory.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were putting our group together, we basically bought 2 licenses to give us the second Saturday for all of Broward County, essentially. So that's why it's second Saturday Broward. But there's a group in Boca. There's groups in other places around the state. I think there's one in Jacksonville, you know, they're in terms of Florida. But the advantage of going with someone, an organization like wife.org using second Saturday is it's turnkey. They basically give you what you need to be able to make your presentation. They also provide support because they have monthly meetings with all of the different leaders in the United States. So it depends on geographically where you are, you know, how big your territory might be. In some of the rural areas and, you know, in other parts of the country, their territory might be much larger because it's not as densely populated as where we are here in Broward.
Right.
So the idea is that it is a turnkey kind of a process. And I think in putting our group together, it was very beneficial being able to have that support, especially when COVID came in. You know, they were very helpful in coming up with ways for us to be able to go into the digital marketplace. So they have skills that I personally didn't have when as I came in as a leader doing this. And so I found that to be able to do this, it was far better for me to try to help put this organization together for our county to be able to have that support from a higher level. But anyone could put together what we do at second Saturday.
So how would they do that?
They would have to, you know, put together their own scripts. They'd have to put together, you know, their team of people. I mean, when I was putting together second Saturday Broward, what I did was basically went to people that I had met and was comfortable with professionally that were part of my local collaborative practice group, and just ask them, would you like to be part of this? And I think that the mindset for someone who wants to be part of this is that it is a service. Yes, you probably will get some business out of it. I'll be honest with you. I felt like it was more ministry for me than it was, you know, a money-making opportunity. But that's where your heart needs to be, that it's more in providing a service to help people, to educate people. And then out of that, you know, some business will eventually come. But I think a lot of the people that come, some of them are not high net worth people. They don't have a lot of money. They don't have a lot of assets, and they're going to be the pro se individuals, but we provide some education, some tools to help them get started in that process. But some of them will be that high net worth person that, you know, can afford a lot more and wants to be able to, you know, pay to bring all those professionals on for advice. But if you want to start your own group, I think it's the same whether you do something like second Saturday or you do something on your own. You have professionals that you know, that you trust, that you like. You put them together to make them part of your team. And then you have to find the venue where you're going to be, you know, making the presentations. Mm-hmm. You have to develop a social media, you know, platform, a website, you know, all of those mechanics you still have to do. But in doing second Saturday, we had assistance in terms of where to go to get some of those resources, which made it a little bit easier. So anyone, I mean, if you and I wanted to put on divorce workshops, we could do that. It would not be a problem. It's just that I think that not having that support would make it a little more complicated in terms of some of the issues that you might have to come across.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for the information. It's been really interesting. And for more information about Second Saturday, again, you can check out the secondSaturdayBroward.com website. And if you would like to be a guest on Collaborative Eat Live, please email us at info@mycollaborativeteam.com or reach out to us on social media. That's it for this week. Thanks, Luana. It's been really nice talking to you, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks,
Take care.
Carol. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
You're welcome.